picks to kind of start that game plan for
Correct.
you. But now we're going to load up here into the draft. Game number 2, match point for Team Hawk here.
Yep.
Incendio Supremacy going to want to start strong in the draft. They're
is.
going to be on that blue side, so they will have that first pick. Great first ban, like we said. Just take it out so Gary can't get it, and you don't have to be responding to him the whole time.
That's right. I wouldn't be surprised if the carry is going to be banned out by Incendio Supremacy as they don't pick it up, or maybe they just prioritize the glue, right? But then again, Eve will not be going through. Team Hawk can't consider banning out the glue this time. As compared to the previous game, it was very difficult to deal with. Though they have shown that they can actually defeat the glue with the Grok.
Yeah, for Team Hawk, right? They honestly, right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Just leave the carry open. You have a lot of other picks. You have an assassin player as good as Gary that can dive towards that carry if Incendio actually pick it up. We've seen that Sunshine here on the carry so far in this tournament. I don't think he's played a lot of carry games actually because it's just been banned out. So that can also be a big question, right? Is he comfortable on the carry? The glue is still going to be banned out by Team Hawk. You can already see some respect given over after that Fanny ban, right? You need to understand that, hey, give respect.
Yeah, just give respect. Even when you get away from it, you win against it once, don't stretch your luck.
Don't
right?
stretch your luck.
Just try to ban it out. And that is Team Hack's going to be banning it out. I wonder if the Joy is going to be the choice for Incendio Supremacy. So far, that is a hero that we rarely see because it's almost always banned.
I mean, still the question is does Joy really deserve that ban? I feel like some people are still debating it because usually you see Joy in the jungle. I feel like that's where the more success is. Again, this is reminiscent of back then when Julian was always banned back in MSC, right? So Joy's kind of in that position.
Okay.
But this is the Ling ban coming out too, so it's 2 assassins. Still though, we could possibly see Gary still even pick up that Hayabusa, right? Which has popped up a lot throughout this M4 tournament, and still a great choice.
Instead, you don't want to play the Waka Gary game again, just like in previous games, so they just ban it out. Now, it opens up both Kaja and Valentina, but at the same time, Joy does it deserve the ban? I think against Incendio Supremacy, knowing that they have not picked that up yet, you can kind of gamble it. However, it's always like, all teams need to know how to play Joy. I don't see that for Incendio Supremacy knowing how they play. There it is. They will give out a Joy.
Because it's almost like one of those things. So I mean, even the group stages, the discussion was, man, are some teams just picking these heroes because because they're strong, and then you see them and they don't, it doesn't really work out for them.
The carry.
Incendio Supremacy going to go ahead and pick up the carry, so this is the first start for them.
We saw in the first series of the day, once you pick up a carry and the Kaja is open, the Kaja gets picked up instantly, and the Kaja does so well against the carry. Because the range that carry has is pretty short, right? You can really punish the carry. And right now, Team Hawk, I think they're going to...
Joy carry.
Joy
Kaja, yeah.
That picks up a counter for Joy too, right? You pick it up away from Incendio.
Exactly. I think it's not rocket science to pick those up. And I'm pretty sure the Team Hawk has...
Your rocket science.
Yeah, your...
Science.
Your Joy.
Hey, thank you.
Hey.
You threw him off. Well, that is point. There it is, though. It's not Kaja.
It's not Kaja.
It's Grok.
So it isn't rocket science.
Yeah,
it's more.
It is. Okay, so what I like about the Grok is that you deny it away from the carry. The combo of the carry and the Grok has been proven to be the bane of Team Hack when they went up against Echoes. You don't want to give that up.
Yeah.
Also, it's a big open pick. You don't reveal yet whether or not it will be a roamer or will it be an X-Lane. Kind of opens up the Benedetta and the Estes. All right, okay. So, the Turkish Delight still.
Well, I mean, they're still going with it, right? And this, again, if you're going to have the Estes, you always have to be mindful of that, right? I mean, we've talked about this so many times when Estes pops up, the sustainability and everything. But this time, with a Benedetta, I like it because, I mean, we've seen some great setups with Electrify Blow, Petrify combinations, but then sometimes, when those amazing moments happen, you don't have that damage to follow up. Now, having the carry there and kind of locking people down and then having that safety net of the heal as well could be beneficial, but still, I think the biggest question mark is the Kaja possibly locked in here, right? Because, that's the Claude. So Claude's coming up. This is a very different trend of the draft that we're not used to seeing, I feel like.
The Claude is one of the theory crafted answer to the ultimate bonding strategy because they group together. You have our Thievery as well as the Blazing Duet. Then again, the presence of the Benedetta kind of makes it difficult because you have ways to kind of bring back the damage, and also you have the access to the backlines.
Not just the Benedetta, but also the carry, right? Claude really struggles up against the carry in this lane matchup. So picking up that Claude is a bit risky.
Yeah.
But I get what they're trying to do, right? They're up against the Ube. They're up against this kind of strategy where they want to group up. That's some AoE damage, and on top of that, you also have that Battle Mirror image that just is such a good escape tool. And Incendio Supremacy, from the games we saw, or from last game, literally, they really struggle to pinpoint on a target when you're up against so much mobility, and that's exactly what Hawk are doubling down on. Joy, Grok,
mobility.
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 Not only that, but too, I mean, the fact that technically you don't know where the Grok is going just yet. You don't know where the Joy's going.
Jungle Grok.
Well, that's
why not?
Stretching it a little bit, but it could work. I mean, but still, Roam Grok, side lane Grok, Joy could go in the jungle, could go in the side lane. We've seen that happen too.
Very flexible.
Heck, we've seen her in the mid lane too, right? So still, that's something there to consider. Obviously, Claude going to the gold lane. So still, the targeted bans here are towards the jungle for Incendio Supremacy. They take out that Martis. They don't want to deal with that utility. I mean, just the tankiness. They might even take one more jungler out if for Team Hawk here. Because the response from Incendio Supremacy, they know that stat from Man with his Kadita. They take it out, and there you go. That's actually a great choice here, the Valentina, because you don't have to worry about them taking your ultimates as well.
Wild Charge.
What's Rosa going to play now, right?
What is Rosa going to play? Yeah, still have the Savior, perhaps.
Oh, man, up against that dive?
Yeah, but the dive is just way too good. Maybe a Lilia, perhaps, if they are allowed to. But, you know, Team Hack can just snatch that away if they... that actually fits their composition too. So they Incendio Supremacy in a very bad spot. Eudora going to be banned out. One of the heroes that Team Hack actually played too.
Interesting.
It's one of the pocket strategies or pocket picks for Man in the mid lane. Now it's time for Team Hawk to go for pick, and I honestly think at this point they need a mid laner, right? Do they want to go for something like the Lunox and take it away? No, they go for something like a Faramis. Yeah. So, you mentioned Lilia. I personally like the Lunox here for Incendio Supremacy. Up against so much mobility, you need someone to be able to burst them down before they even notice, right? And Lunox has that kind of capability. Lilia, on the other hand, very hard to hit those skill shots with a lot of mobility being placed, a lot of blinks as well, like the Claude. Let's see what they go for here. That's the Lunox pick coming through.
Well,
what do they pair it up with? You're looking for a jungler. Fredrin still is good.
Yeah, they need that.
They need that. They need a front liner. Well, Barrett is also available, so that's also one consideration.
Barrett's Fredrin.
That's right. I have a crazy idea. What if they pick up a Leomord, or actually a Balmond?
A Balmond?
Yeah, but that's very unlikely. Leomord is a choice.
No, we haven't seen Balmond.
Okay.
Yeah, the Barretts.
Solid front line, right? They go for the efficient pick again. Not much risk with this pick. Very good clear.
Yeah.
Well, an overall good pick.
Again, it's still something, you know, utility jungle. You can focus on the objectives. That's what you need to do. Almost probably like the second best choice if Marches is banned out, right? So I guess if you look at Incendio Supremacy specifically, they've got their bases covered. I really do want to see how the Benedetta is utilized as well, if they can kind of just put pressure around the map this time. Maybe it's Incendio Supremacy that's being like, hey, Team Hawk, respond to us this time, right? But even just looking at this, I really am interested. Okay, it's a Diggy.
It's Diggy mid.
Okay.
Wait, Diggy roam, Faramis mid, and that's the Grok in the jungle.
Yep.
No, it's Gary.
No, it's Gary. Oh,
it's Gary, man. I know you were excited to see it.
Come on.
Come on,
but
Gary.
Do you want to see Gary in a single dash hero, an ultimate for a dash? You don't want to see that. You want to see Waka Gary.
Yeah, that's a Gary. Joy.
That's a Gary. Joy.
Joy's a Gary pick.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see. Again, this is a very still weird, unorthodox draft, right? But it's Team Hawk. What can we? This is kind of something you. What's the saying with Malaysian teams? There's a certain saying.
You're never sure.
You're never sure. Yeah, I was thinking. No. I was thinking of the Tagalog version. But yeah, you're never sure, right? With these Malaysian teams here, but. Again, crucial match here. Their match point for Team Hawk. Incendio Supremacy even looking at the lineup, they've got great tools again like they did in the previous game, but can they make it work here? Ladies and gentlemen, we're loading up into the land of Dawn. Match point for Team Hawk. Incendio Supremacy looking to extend the series. Who comes out on top?
It's gonna be very difficult to find out. You're looking at Incendio Supremacy. It looks like a very difficult lineup to pull up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just talking about like ease of execution here. There's like so many conditions for Incendio Supremacy. If their composition is good, it's really looking good. But when it comes to like the raw damage or execution for Incendio Supremacy, it's definitely more difficult compared to Team Hawk.
I agree, right? Incendio Supremacy, looking at their composition, there's a lot that needs to go right, and especially that gold lane, because they're going to really bank on the fact that Sunshine and Rosa can melt down the frontliners from Team Hawk and the bursters, the divers, technically, Gary, Panda. The way Incendio are playing right now is they're peeling with damage.
Yep.
I thought you were going to mention the Ghost Bursters, but I feel like Faramis in a way isn't as strong as we're okay.
Missed it.
Not going to be able to get that, but still, I mean, very reminiscent of the previous game, right? A lot of early action here. The best thing, though, is if no one is able to get that first blood before that first turtle comes out, Wolf, who's got the advantage for that first objective?
I think Incendio Supremacy, just because of the fact that they have the Barretts, is very strong in the first few minutes of the game. And when it comes to like turtle fights, you can hold your ground utilizing your Daytona's Welcome. You can still pick up the Retribution when the fighting gets dicey, so you are actually immune to stuns or crowd control during that period. So I guess to answer your question, Incendio Supremacy should take advantage of that fact.
Well, let's see, right? Because early on, you can already see the matchup here. Sunshine is doing it a little bit better than Panda in the gold lane as expected. Because of this, Incendio do have a bit more pressure to play on towards the turtle with Alien rotating to the mid lane and actually lane swapping with Rosa. Rosa wants to get that level 4 quickly. The turtles reset it, and they're both just going to disengage.
Yeah, everybody's got to be pretty much careful here at this point, but across the board, all green lights for everybody. So it really comes down to how they utilize this, especially even with the Time's Journey on Min here. But the poking coming out.
Alien with a petrifying the final blow. That's a Time Journey, but Min's going to be taken out. First blood over to Incendio Supremacy.
Oh, great decision there coming out from Alien. Also able to secure that first kill for himself. Should also be that turtle.
Whoa! Gary coming in, picking up the retry. That's a missed time by Lola as Gary now is going to be forced to back off. TNZ picks up the kill. Man, forced to flicker out, and TNZ will just trade that away with a purple buff steal on Team Hawk's jungle.
Fortunately for Incendio Supremacy, they found the post-turtle fight and won it because the setup was already there for Incendio Supremacy. They have 4 ultimates available in that fight. Alien already poked T-Mac and got a kill afterwards. They have all the advantage in the world. Even Gary's a level under the opposing Barretts, the jungler of Incendio Supremacy. So everything should be theirs that moment. Fortunately for Team Hack, they got the turtle, but they lost the post-turtle fight.
Yeah, I mean, already off to a great start here for Incendio Supremacy. Again, playing around with this lead that they have. And really, I mean, a lot of it too is Sunshine just being able to farm up as well as he can. Now, he had the Corrosion Scythe. He's going to be working on the next item. Yeah. You got to protect Sunshine, allow him to scale up, because right now, a lot of that early damage with Rosa having an early kill here, running that last worship, you know it's going to hurt, right? And TNZ, like we mentioned in the draft, having this Barrett's pick and just kind of being able to secure an objective with the Daytona's Welcome, being immune to CC, is really going to benefit you here, because with this early lead, you got to continue to compound interest it, build upon it, and transition to mid-game.
And the thing is, Incendio, they have the lead whilst also having 2 very late-game heroes that needs to scale, right? Remember, Rosa and Sunshine, they're waiting for items, man.
Yeah, they're going to be waiting for their major core items. I don't know if Rosa is interested in going for the Lightning Truncheon, but since they are utilizing this Nunox in an Ube setting, you want more of those AoE damage. And of course, Sunshine going to be waiting for the Wind of Nature before they fight, so that Panda as well as Lola will be nullified by Incendio Supremacy.
Man, I just feel like there's also just a lot of magic damage from Team Hawk. can already see action more for this turtle.
Shadow Stampede bringing TNZ back. Alien in the midst right now. That's going to be the healing coming from Blessing of the Moon Goddess. As TNZ finds it as well. Defensive fire as well. It's combo together. Min finally pops a time journey, but it might be a bit too late. He's 1 HP. Panda's very, very low. Alien's looking for the dive. Flickers out. Gary now caught. That's a Phantom Splash. Gary gonna be falling down to the hands of Rosa. Meanwhile, Sunshine, that was a 4v5 and Incendio won. Ooh.
I mean, 4v5, and you just saw, that's how much the sustain from the Estes pick works so well, because you saw everybody was quite low, but no follow-up, no kill was converted for Team Hawk.
Rosa, the Ruby Diddy play. The Lunox bomb just zones out the members of Team Hawk. And eventually, Incendio Supremacy are going to be able to take over the map. The aggression is going to be there. It's time for the ultimate bonding experience. Hell, the Turkish delight. You can now taste it. It's how being served to Team Hawk.
3.7k gold lead. And we have to talk about the Joy pick now because we mentioned it in the draft. Our team's picking Joy just because Joy's a good pick, because it seems like right now the Joy isn't really working out for Team Hawk.
The Radiant Armor pickup coming out from the Barretts, which is TNZ. More of a sacrificial role now, going for just tank ability. Allow them to nullify the effect of the Joy.
Well, I mean, at least they get a turret here on the top side, right? But Lola having a bad day.
Lola is just not, having a good day. 0-2-0 here in this game. Incendio keep on punishing him, but he's under the turret. It's not like he has any counterplay to that right now.
Well, Rosa.
But deadly, man. I do agree with this. Number 2 in hero damage, as you see, very aggressive plays coming out from Rosa, committing the Lunox bomb against under the turret, and he will not stop. Oh, Sunshine.
It's a solo kill, practically. He goes in for the BMI, but will actually just fall to Sunshine. Sunshine still gonna be able to pick up the double under the turret while Rosa is tanking and Apex is dealing out the heals.
Oh, it's very aggressive, combining the two ultimates of the Lunox, and of course the fact that Apex 47 can just heal him up. They're so aggressive right now because they don't get the Phantom Step to clear it out, and this is total dominance from Incendio Supremacy.
He's an assassin, he's not a marksman.
It's always sunny in the land of dawn when Sunshine's playing, man, because what a game he's having on this carry already. It's not even at the 8-minute mark here. Next turtle comes up in, what, almost a 6k gold lead. Massive here for Sunshine, and I mean, it's Incendio Supremacy coming out just swinging, basically, at this point.
They know their timings, they know that what they needed to wait for, and now they have total dominance. They will not be defending bottom lane, unfortunately, as Alien is far too late for that. Oh, I say that though. Joy is not a great pushing hero, unfortunately.
Definitely not right. I mean, in terms of damage and team fights too, he hasn't really been able to dish out that much. Panda clearing out the mid lane, getting some pressure back onto the team, but Incendio, with their Benedetta that's ahead 2 levels, they're going to control the side lanes 100%. Uh-oh, Alien with Eye for an Eye, getting out, Gary jumping in, that's the final blow, back to work, Team Hawk. Stampede brings him back, but it's all for Lord Alien, oh my god! Almost finds a trade.
I mean, that's just how far ahead Incendio Supremacy is. But meanwhile, Alien going, what, 1 versus 4? Lord just taken by Incendio Supremacy, and now their eyes are up here on the top side of the map.
The maneuver coming out from Incendio Supremacy, classic to the strategy that they wanted to utilize. The XP lane will play the opposite lane from the Lord, or the long lane, and then they just take the Lord afterwards. They bought a lot of time. They even took the tier 2 turret up top, and now they're controlling mid. So with the Lord, I think that they will be able to clear out all of the outer turrets of Team Hack.
I think you've just planted Gary there. He's going to deal with the Lord the best he can, but Team Hawk going to have to sacrifice probably some more turrets here, trying to buy as much time as possible with that Guardian's Barrier, but ultimately going to lose more space across the map. So the question is, even at this point, as the game transitions even further, what does Team Hawk need to do here to stay in this game, to get back from this massive lead from Incendio Supremacy, Wolf?
Wow, I guess it's the Gary macro that will be the answer.
On a Joy, though.
On a
Joy. Unfortunately, I mean, surely you have a lot of dashes, right, that you can escape, but now look at the pincer maneuver coming out. Alien's just buying time.
He is buying time. Now, you can see Gary, the great escape, trying to run away. Apex 47 is waiting. There's Gary. is going to be able to dash away towards TNZ. That's so many dashes. Hey, Gary gets out. It's clean, and it was easy.
Giving the thumbs up as well as he escapes that again. Maybe that's why, maybe that's why Joy's picked, because you get to do that, right? But still, does it actually... Is it actually value as, especially mid-late game,
team fights?
especially late game team fights? Because I can't recall who said this, but it's almost like Joy is kind of like a mosquito, right? You're just kind of buzzing around, and it looks really cool, it looks really flashy, but is the damage there, especially when you're considering it with how much magic damage is on Team Hawk? Yes, you have the Genius Wand there, right? You have the Glowing Wand already, but is this enough, Wolf, for them to start to contest these fights?
I think that he's more of a shredder. So to answer your question, it will not be enough. But if he transitions to more of a shredder and Panda will be the sweeper, surely that will be enough damage. Combination of magic as well as physical damage in an AoE setting. So that might be what Team Hack is waiting for. They're waiting for critical mass onto Panda, who is holding on to just the Wind of Nature and Golden Staff.
What?
And look at them go.
Man, forced to use a time journey. Alien chasing him down. That's going to be the damage from TNZ in the back. Flanking, getting the position down. Lola defensive, wild charge out. Panda gets out, but when... oh my god, in the time of just one basic attack from Claude, Sunshine is able to dish out, like, what, 2 passive procs?
Yeah, and look at this. Lola doesn't have the flicker, and you can see Min is dead for now. Panda will have to just back down. They don't have any team fight integrity heading into the second Lord of the game. Incendio will just take it for themselves. What Incendio did is just to force out some of the resources of Team Hack.
What?
Even the Lord was shredded.
My goodness.
I didn't even see the Lord.
He's just gone. I mean, this is a tough situation here, right?
Definitely.
And you're really wondering, again, was the Diggy the best option with all the available heroes here? And still, at some point, it's really tough for Team Hawk. They're going to have to defend in their base here as that Lord is still marching down the mid lane. And, I guess they can buy themselves more time, and that's what Gary's really trying to do, just keep pressure here in the bottom side. But still, when does Panda get to that point where he is a threat here? This is going to be really tough for them to defend.
Gary's too far.
9,000 gold lead 2 with the Lord already in on the base turret. Team Hawk trying to defend right now, as that's going to be the top lane base turret taken down. TNZ with an Adeptus welcome, forcing a time journey early. Man, still trying to buy some time. Goes for the Shadow Stampede to zone the other members away. 1 base turret down. Gary cutting the waves in the mid lane, denying the push from Incendio Supremacy.
I'll just be able to push out. So what Gary was able to accomplish is to defend the turret without him being in there. It's the mid lane. However, top lane still folds to Incendio Supremacy, inching to a 9.1k gold lead for now. And all of their heroes have all of the core items that they needed. Very tanky Benedetta, very tanky Barretts, and a lot of sustain. Oh my goodness!
Wow! While in the wild charge, he gets melted down by Rosa and Sunshine. Now they're on the base. The Cold Altar has been placed, but Gary's going to be able to actually lose all that out.
Oh
my god, that single target damage is unreal. Incendio targeting base right now. Panda with a Wind of Nature. You cannot win of nature magic and true damage. Incendio strikes back.
My goodness. Very different game here that we saw from Incendio Supremacy. Very strong showing too. I mean, was this the full force of the Turkish Delight, Wolf?
It seems like it. We did say, we prescribed it after the first game that they should be answering all of those split pushes that Gary was able to do. It's what they did instead is to put a hero to actually manage a thing that's Benedetta, and then ban out the 2 of the heroes that they cannot lock down. All they care about now is to control the macro game, and this time they know how to do it. I also love the early rotations coming up from the Barretts to press the issue against the Joy.
Remember when we said that the main cover peel for Incendio is going to be that damage? That damage was insane, dude.
Yeah.
What the heck? The tanks were flying. Grok was in wild charge animation. He died.
Yeah.
Sunshine, man.
Yeah.
Right? Sunshine, this
my
is why
God.
this justifies that carry is such a high pick
Exactly.
hero, because you saw what it does to tanks right now. It just shreds, and then paired up with, hey, a Lunox, you have the magic damage shred too, so it's really hard to deal with that, especially when you're talking about such a massive gold difference, right? I mean, they were just, Team Hawk was constantly trying to scrap back into the game, but also a big question for me, and I'm sure, you know, even the analysts are going to break this down further, because my big question is, what's going on with the draft, right? I mean, very confusing. Diggy and a Faramis, very tough there to make that work, to make that actually kind of come to fruition throughout the game, especially with, again, that big of a lead, right? I mean, maybe if things were a little bit even, it would have been better for the Team Hawk, but I got to say, I can't wait to see how this is broken down by the smart guys over there on the landing stand, because we need to know. We need to know now. So, boys, take it away.
And we're going to let you boys know at the caster's desk. Thank you so much. This is the analyst tab with me, Gideon Q, with Assassin Dave, and as well as Jace to break down this game, because so far it feels like, man, the games feel won by the draft in and of itself. And even so, Incendio has kind of found a way to push Hawk into the way they want to play.
Yeah, well, I feel like, you know, when the Joy was picked up by Gary, right? And that's because I think Incendio Supremacy has noticed that, hey, all we need to do is try to just take away the Ling, take away the Fanny, and then all of a sudden Gary is like, okay, what can I do to buy time for my team? Yes, you have some dashes. Yes, Joy, technically speaking, is like one of the many heroes I can do, but until today, I still have questions about this Joy. What is so special about this hero? Constant ban, and if it's pick, she doesn't really perform up to what I expected a Joy would be.
See, the thing about Joy is if you put Joy in a jungle position, going against the Wu-Bei strategy, all of a sudden the damage just feels relatively low, to the lowest you can imagine, right? Like, because of the ultimate from the Blessing of Moon Goddess, there's so much heal. Now, Joy's ultimate already doesn't do that much damage. Now, with that heal, it's just going to be even less when you look at it. Joy is mostly played on the side lane with the Vengeance, because that's when you go to dive to the backline and have the marksman actually kill themselves. Let's take a look at the item right here.
I mean, so far, I feel like Joy might have been a little bit of a bait strat coming in from Incendio Supremacy, because it feels like they purposefully let it through. It's like, yes, we're going to get the carry. That's already a very good sign. Give us the Joy, and then we'll see how we're going to play around it, because they even have secondary win conditions in Rosa in case Sunshine gets wild charged by Lola on the Grok.
Yeah, and also, I was also kind of surprised when I saw Min with the Diggy went for the Avarice Emblem instead. I mean, I thought when the Diggy wants to go for the Avarice Emblem, I thought you may be playing like, you know, how my Venus would play. Like, I'm just gonna dump all the bomb, all the damage into my bombs. I'm gonna try to zone you out that way. But I can see, you know, Gideon, you mentioned this. The main goal of the Diggy is to basically use a time journey to allow this Joy to complete her dashes, enter the ultimate, but I don't really see that happening from Team Hawk.
Exactly. Was Diggy here in this composition is really awkward, right? Because it just doesn't provide too much. There's not too much CC coming out from the side of Incendio, right? I mean, it's a pure damage, have a really beefy front line with TNZ, and Apex 47 is really providing that even beefier front line. Let's take a look at the kill participation here. Apex 47, absolute predator here on Estes, 100% kill participation.
I mean, if you only have one kill, that 100% team participation, I mean, it's really hard to see these numbers, right, Gideon?
It really is, and I think, you know, Alien did a great job at maintaining Lola's pressure and just putting him on an island. I clear faster, I rotate faster, I maintain these trades so that I'm healthy enough to rotate and actually make a difference, because every single time we see, oh, Gary getting the perfect setup to jump into the backline, wait, where's my team? They got petrified in the ult.
Now, Alien is definitely a threat, but the spotlight I want to point out is the Estes and Barat's combo. I mean, that is just too much. You saw the lore fight, you saw the turtle fight. This guy, Tienz is literally playing like a tank mindset, right? Walking in front, soaking up all that damage. Just when you think he's about to die, Estes coming in with the rescue and turn a whole fight around with one single skill. That's absolutely insane. And with that being said, let's take a look at an MVP of the match.
MVP of this match from Incendio Supremacy, it's Sunshine with a perfect KDA.
Perfect KDA right there. Wind of Nature already built. You also got a corrosive. So everything that a growing carry needs, Sunshine has provided it all. even already going into the tenacity boots as well that provide that tenacity buff so that the carry doesn't really get stunned out too long, and also even building some magic resist so that Sunshine can stay longer in these team fights.
Now the thing about having carry and just able to do damage for free, especially when you pick out Diggy, you don't have anything to stop the carry from doing the damage, right? I was expecting actually from the team side of Hawk to pick out Lolita or Chao to isolate maybe it's this heal, right? Or to isolate the carry, but instead we see the carry doing damage for free. And let's take a look off the heat map. Oh my goodness!
Look at
oh my
that. God. And this is between the 5-minute mark to the 10-minute mark. After the gold lane was done and settled, he started putting so much pressure towards the EXP lane, and even so, started invading into the enemy jungle. He gets to walk in for free. The entire strategy, again, just inspired by Blacklist International. Have 5 members, you got the bodyguard squad.
Yes.
Walk in, take what you want, get back out.
Yeah, this is like the heat map of a jungler. If you tell me this is a heat map of a marksman, I'll be like, no, my heat map of a marksman, I see one lane and one lane only. But Sunshine was able to be afforded so much space, and that's because of that Turkish Delight strat.
And that's the essence of this Wu Bei strategy, right? Once the marksman get the tower up the goal lane,